different setup today because I'm getting bored of my usual one, and I'm sure you are too. So today's video is something I talk about quite a lot, which is healing. It's something that is very prominent in everyone's lives, particularly mine, by force, not by choice. So today I wanted to do a little video on how I'm healing, I guess. I think it'll make sense. I'm not quite sure, but we'll see. And I think I'm doing this because I feel like a lot of people don't know where to begin, and there's definitely not like a rule book or a way to do it, but these are some tips, I guess. Yeah. So the first one is probably very obvious, but self-care. Self-care is so important, and I think a few ways that I do it is by things like my anxiety box. So I have a box for things I always go to when I have anxiety that help me. So my Switch, hoodies, my weighted blanket, a bunch of things that I just don't let leave my side, and just always listening to my body, which is something I also wanted to kind of talk about, but I think it comes into self-care. Like when I'm anxious, there are very few places I want to be, so I get straight into bed, and like that's me for the day, and that's okay to just spend literally all day in bed because it's what my body needs. I need to rejuvenate. I've been through so much in this past year, from hospitalizations to pandemic to a shitty uni year to up and down moments with my partner to just so much that I just personally deserve this rest. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. But also other things like getting my nails done, just like the typical self-care. Like you have to just do what you enjoy. So if you don't want to get your nails done and you don't like getting your nails done, that's not for you. What do you like to do? That's for you. That's your form of self-care, and it can be anything. It can literally be anything, and that's what I love about self-care, because it's so personal to each individual. So that's number one, I guess. And number two, listening to your body, I guess. Yeah. The next one is a bit of a spiritual one, which not everyone's gonna understand, so do your research, because again, I'm not Google. However, it's called shadow work. Now, I had a document full of, I don't know, I think it was like 300 questions or journal prompts that help you with shadow work. Shadow work essentially is all the darkness within you, so all your trauma, all that stuff, and it's about getting it out and releasing it and healing that way. People often do journaling like I did, but other people do other things, and it can be in the form of apologizing to someone that you might have hurt, or you know, trying to get closure or giving yourself closure, and it's just literally so many things. So I again look it up. I don't know where I got the document from. I literally think I saw some girl on Twitter post it, and I just downloaded it, and I didn't save it. I like saved it as my own thing and then filled it in, so I don't even have like a blank version of it. But I'm sure there is so many. I'm pretty sure there's like 100 prompts on Pinterest in one photo alone, so definitely go do that. It's definitely helped me. I feel, however, like I am the type of person that doesn't avoid healing and doesn't avoid emotions at all, and doesn't avoid things like shadow work. And when people do, that's when it gets bad, that's when you need to do it. But because I haven't avoided it, I think it was very easy for me. I've heard loads of stories of even my mutuals and friends on Twitter and stuff who go to do shadow work and end up crying after one, like journaling one question or something. And I'm here like, this is normal for me. Like this is so normal for me, and I'm happy that it is, because I've normalized healing for myself, so, and feeling loads of emotions. Anyways, so that's number three. Number four is an interesting one that not everyone's going to be happy about, but cutting people out. And it's not in a harsh way either. For example, I had a friend, and I always say this, bless him, he might watch these and be like, this is about me every single time. I had a friend around April, May to June, not very long term friends at all. I just felt like his energy and my energy didn't mix well. We were, you know, we never really fought or anything, but we were just so different. And so I just said to him, I don't think it's a good idea for us to be friends right now, and he was like, that's okay. And we've remained like mutuals, and he said happy birthday to me and everything. So it doesn't have to be deep every time you cut someone up. It can literally, there's like, you don't even need to give reason. And like, if the person you're cutting out is an adult, as in they're grown and they know how to be mature, there shouldn't really be any issues. Like if one of my friends just messaged me like, I don't think we're supposed to be friends right now, I'd be like, cool. Maybe I'm just like really used to doing that to people, and I've just normalized it again for myself. Oh well, look at how I sit, Jesus Christ. Anyways, so that was number 4. Number 5, this kind of goes into self-care, but me time. As someone who has the anxious attachment style and bouts of codependency and extreme paranoia, me time is very important for me to get, because otherwise it fuels codependency if I don't give it to myself. Because I hate when me time is given to me by other people. For example, like they just take time away and they have their me time, and I'm like left to have my me time. I'd rather be giving it to myself and being like, no, you decide now to give yourself this time and do what you want to do, even if that's playing Sims for 5 hours. Totally not speaking from experience. But anyways, you get my gist, right? I hope you do anyways. It's just important to cater to your own needs and fix your negative traits, like my codependency. Yeah, I think that's the best way to put it. I'm losing count already, but anyway, the next one. Trusting my intuition. This is a hard one for me. I trust my intuition a lot, but I think in some situations when I have disbelief around something but my gut is saying it's true, it will be very hard for me to be like, yeah, I trust my gut on this, you know? And I think that's very normal, but I do feel like trusting my gut has got me a lot of good places, a lot of positive places, and helped me make the right decisions for myself. And I think that and I am definitely in a better place to where I used to be, so I think I'm just like living proof and evidence of that, basically. And wait, I do have a video, I will link it here, where I think I did like a little thing on like how I trust my intuition. I will probably update that, but I do think that what I said is still relevant. I haven't watched it in a long time, so I hope so. I hope I wasn't chatting shit. Anyways, the next one. Ooh, this one's a big one. Comforting myself. So I'll give an example of a story. Me and my partner spent all day watching stuff on Netflix party like 2 weeks ago, a week ago. And like when I say every single second was spent with each other, it was. And then he randomly disappeared and my mind went into like a massive spiral, and I kept calling him because I started to have an attack, and he's the only person that really knows how to talk me down from an attack. And then he was like, I'm on the phone to my brother, I'll text you afterwards. So I freaked out over nothing, first of all, caused my own attack. So what I did is I put my phone away, which I never do. I put my phone away and I went into my bathroom, I locked the door, and I just sat in there and I cried and I rode like the attack out, and I literally hugged myself and I literally kept repeating for those 20 minutes straight. I kept repeating, it's okay, it's okay. Like I literally had to comfort myself, and I feel like that just shifted so much for me because I've never done that for myself before. Like I always look after myself, like I said, like I always put myself in bed, I always, you know, make myself tea, watch what I want to watch, comfort shows, but that version of comforting myself I've never done, and I think it was probably the best thing I could have done. Like it really helped me calm down. Another one is allowing myself to feel. This one, like I kind of mentioned earlier, is something I'm very used to. I don't know, it's not something I had to tell myself to do, it's just always how I've been, I guess, but I know a lot of people don't know how to do this. So there's a saying where it's like, let the emotions flow through you. And what it means is when you feel something, let yourself feel it and then let it leave. I know when we feel low or sad or a negative emotion, it's hard to believe that it's ever going to leave, but they do. And so the whole point is that you don't mope once you've felt it, because the moping is what makes it linger. And so you feel everything you need to feel, and once it's all out, it's gone and it's done. For example, yesterday I was feeling low after feeling really good, and I was just so like stressed out, and I just literally just all night just cried for a few hours. My friend spoke me down, and this morning and today I've just felt as good as I can for what's going on. So it's just one of those things, you can't sit and mope around and do all that. It's how you let things flow through you and how you react to them and what you do with those emotions that helps you heal, because you're finding healthy ways to cope. So that's that one. And the last one is knowing myself and my limits. We often assume that because we are living as we are living, that we know who we are, but I like to remind myself of who I am, because I think I get lost in the happenings of life or situations or other people like a normal human being does, and I like to remind myself that I am my own home and I can return to myself whenever I want to if I ever feel lost. But knowing my limits is just like such an important thing anyway. It helps you set healthy boundaries with other people and yourself. And for example, beginning of last week, I think me and my partner had a fight because I felt like he wasn't communicating with me as much as I needed him to communicate with me so that I wasn't paranoid and anxious over random shit. So I calmly spoke to him about it and everything was okay. Like, we had a fight, but we were calm during the fight, and we were just expressing both sides of the story as calmly as two people can, and we're fine. So I think by knowing my limits, it helped me calmly state how I felt and what I needed and what I wanted, and also me being calm helped him be calm, if that makes sense. And I watched a video, what's her name? I'm gonna look it up, hold on. I watched a video yesterday by a YouTuber called Maddie Dragsbeck. I really don't know how to say her surname. I feel like I just really probably offended her if she ever hears this. But I'll put her channel here, or the video here, or below. And it was, you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. And I thought about it and I was like, yeah, you can, because we're all human and we say fucked up shit on impulse. But her point, if you watch the video, is you can't set a boundary with someone who won't accept your boundaries, and therefore that person is not the right person to be in your life, whether it's a partner or a friend or family or anything. And it's so true. So like, if I turn around to my partner or a friend and I said, can you just let me know this is that, and they were like, no, fuck off, like, I'm not gonna do that, like, why do you need that? Why would they have that reaction to you being a normal human being and just needing a tiny bit of reassurance that they're alive and okay? You know? And another example, if you are similar to me and have the same kind of attachment style, my partner's kind of been going through it, and he has autism, so he gets very silent with pretty much everyone. So like a while ago, I asked, can I have your sister's number, because she lives with him temporarily, that way like I can be in contact with your sister knowing that you're alive, you're okay, and how you're doing, without reaching out to you or making you worry or making you feel bad for worrying me. And me being like, it will help me be more patient and I will have no paranoia. So I've just been texting her every day since he's been feeling this way, and it's really helped me. And you had that wouldn't have happened if I didn't ask, can I have your sister's number? And him turning around and being like, yeah, of course, here's my sister's number. If he hadn't done that, if he said no, why the fuck would I give it? Not the right person. Do you see what I mean? Where I'm going with that, where Maddie was going with that, because I think she's 100% right with that. And like, even with my friends, when I text them and I'm like, hi, I'm having an attack, can you just like stay with me for the night? I know in those moments I can be super annoying, but they don't care, so they simply just go, yeah. and then they make me laugh or send memes or like we'll talk about it, or like it really depends because each friend has like a different purpose in our lives and like comfortability and way we communicate. But either way, that like boundary is set and it's mutual and everyone's happy. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, that's how I'm healing, and healing is not linear and it's a long process, and it's believed that we never fully heal because after we heal one thing we might not heal another thing, and then something else will happen, and that's just life. But I think once we heal the biggest things, healing the smaller things or new things kind of gets easier because we know ourselves more than we ever could. And I swear to God, I've given myself a bladder issue. Like, I just held my pee in so long this morning and again now for literally for hours because I was just too lazy to fucking move. Why am I like this? Don't hold your pee. That's another way. That's the last thing. Don't hold your pee in. Self-care. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this and I hope it helped and gave you some comfort. But I love you all very much and I hope to see you in my next video. And I hope you have an amazing week. Bye. Oh, the quality on this camera.